like what became beautiful is like how you also placed, like, because I know the family, like, but and when you said about your husband and your children and yourself and your parents, your grandmother, your wherever you kind of transition. So what happened is like I the way your biography you laid it out, it cannot be more complex than that, like we have more simpler lives. I'm
And
like,
then, like I said,
where all is Marcella gone, from here to there,
yeah.
and with strong personalities like this beautiful piece, because it's just recent since I was sharing this with my friend, this piece where the Olympic circles, like where you so beautifully, this is precisely what happened for me with my family recently,
Hmm.
because my mother fell ill, and in the illness, the gift of the illness of my mother falling in is we coming together like Olympic circles, because we are so strong-minded and so individualistic in my birth family that we've never been able to come together with one viewpoint. It's like, you just like boom, 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 like, so my mother falling sick suddenly became like the space where the attention just somehow, that's been the gift of her becoming weak, because it brought us all together, I mean, in a
Hmm.
strange way. But how you and what happened was like the Olympic circle, where you embraced each one's individuality, and then from that, without needing that other person to be any different than they were, we saw the light of, wow, you can have your own soul journey, and I only take care of my own stuff. I mean, if I take care of my stuff, I'm not going to keep projecting my things onto you. And
Exactly.
yeah, and the most beautiful thing, because again, this is the recent read, like the thing where you spoke about words. And like I never had, what was revelatory for me is that, like this, there are two things that you can say. Oh, I had a very bad family life, or you can say I had a wonderful family. And I never recognize even the pitfall of I had a wonderful family, and therefore you don't want, if it doesn't meet that benchmark, you psychologically just can't stand it because you've not known it,
Exactly.
like the
Exactly.
other one is like where you therefore you don't want to confront. And I have experienced both, inside of me. But when
Then you
you
are blessed. Then you are blessed because many people is falling in the duality exactly that, or you experience
yeah.
everything good and you can tolerate anything minimal bad, or you have so much bad that you don't trust anything good anymore. So, but when you have the blessing to experience both, that is pushing you to a global view of put you in the center, and then is when you get become intelligent because here you are blind and here you're blind. But when you acknowledge everything that could be, then you have freedom of choice because you see the whole thing.
Yes, but you help me see this, and what I noticed in my soul journey, Marcella, it is not that it was given. Like as a soul, I realized that not, I mean, I can't say whether, let's say the script of my life, like how that one force wrote it, let's just say that, because I am nothing, I'm doing it, I'm like now surrendered. I know that I don't know anything, but something is writing this life at the soul journey. And I've just come to realize that there is perfection in the imperfection, in the sense it's, so now come on, like bring it on is all I'm saying, that thy will be done. I come back to the simple Jesus' sentence that thy will be done. And because it's really not my will. So in the, I mean, I've arrived to the seeing both sides that I had is again not in the birth. So I think it was also like the families that came to me with my marriage, so I got introduced to the other family where they had a wonderful life, and mine was like, the birth family was like, life was not great in terms of, but in that, let's say the woman in the 20s and 30s, because when I now, as I enter my 50th year, I really don't I feel like now the distinctions are so broad. I mean, I find it very juvenile, like to even say this was a wonderful life or this was a bad life, because there's so many intermediate things that made this bad life also great, and the wonderful life was bad, like so
Exactly.
so now it's like none of that exists. And where I came to now where I'm navigating is like both are going to coexist, or now it's somewhere in the middle. Yeah.